Mr. Debayo, isn't thought force also acceptability by Nigerians? And when you look at how Nigerians, especially young people, are queuing behind the Labour Party candidate, isn't that what one should term thought force because of that acceptability? And respectfully, I'm not sure that young people or Nigerians are queuing behind you the way they are queuing behind him and have accepted him as a viable candidate in this race.
Well, I understand that you will do analysis subject to your analytical abilities and the information available to you. So your point is valid for you. But if you look at the fact that we have the campaign ahead of us and that rational people, law-abiding people, have not started campaign at all. Not even 1 day of campaign has been done. And that there are thousands and millions of people working day and night for our campaign. And that they deserve a hearing also. But for those who think that they have won already, I think they probably should proceed to Eagle Square and wait for swearing in. But for those of us who know that the campaign is still ahead, we are trying to reach each of the 176,840 polling units, 8,800 wards, 36 states and FCT, and all the 6 geopolitical zones. We are working, planning day and night, opening our offices, doing what we can do. Of course, it will help us and boost our ego if a few thousand people from California and London are tweeting in our name. Or if somebody could get some machines to be retweeting messages on Twitter for us. But for what we know in reality is that unless you win in the polling unit, you're actually deceiving yourself. We don't want to be delusional. So we want to go to the polling unit and fight it just the way we did it in the Ekiti election, and we have learned our lessons from that. So that's how we want to do it, polling unit by polling unit. But for those who are tweeting and trending and polling, they will get their swearing in on Twitter.
We will see how that plays out. Like you said, the campaign has not started. But again, I do my analysis based on in-depth research. But let me ask you, in terms of structure, what structure do you have on ground? Or what? Again, you said the SDP and other parties would emerge as the third force. What structures do you have on ground to win this election?
The same structure that produced me as the presidential candidate of the party. The people who voted for me came from 8,800 wards. I had 1,708 human beings who physically traveled to Abuja and are assembled at International Conference Center. And I had the highest number of delegate votes in this presidential election across all the political parties. And the number of our supporters and members can be found in INEC. It's a public document. So we are working, and that is where the structure is. And the people who work for us are people embedded in their own communities. They're not people who are in Onitsha telling people in Sokoto how to vote. And they're not people in Lagos telling people in Borno how to vote. They're actually people who are sitting down in their community, who have credibility in their community, who are actually working around for us. That is the structure we have.
Let's talk about the structure of your party, because we know that in 2019, you had certain challenges after the presidential primaries. There were court cases. It was chaotic for your party to even have any meaningful campaign in itself, as it were, rather. And we also saw some wranglings within your party earlier on. Where is your party now in terms of how you're moving into the 2023 elections?
Well, you are quite accurate in your historical analysis. It is safe to say that the trouble that befell my party in 2019 is the calamity that has befallen the PDP now, where they are going from pillar to post trying to reconcile the winner and the loser. So that was why our party could not contest in 2019. But we've learned our lessons. That is why we have the most credible presidential primary and national convention of all political parties in this year. And that's why we have zero litigation, zero petition, zero complaint. And you will have noticed in recent times that anytime we have any event, all our past chairmen, national chairmen, all our past national secretaries, all the presidential aspirants who contested against me will be present, they will make speeches, and they will endorse whatever we are doing. We have learned our lessons, and we have understood that Nigerian people need the Social Democratic Party, and we cannot afford to fail them now with trivialities.